Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm very excited to talk to you about Cyberpunk 2077. Yesterday, a lot of new information was released about the game. Shout out to Black Chamber from ResetEra.com. He compiled all this information, and there's a lot to get through, but I'm gonna tell you the most interesting new information about this game. There are no loading screens aside from the initial load. You can kill civilians both in and out of vehicles. You waste someone near a cop or a local gang, or cause enough trouble in the law, local gang will deal with you harshly. Movement is a lot smoother than The Witcher 3. The player is nearly always in control of the camera, even during dialogue scenes. There is a lot of dialogue. It is nothing like Grand Theft Auto. This is an RPG. There are tons of customization options. You can get through the entire game without killing anyone. One of the quests has 7 different outcomes. The more you use a weapon, the more you can specialize in it. You can skip time to pass time for quests. One real-time hour equals 8 in-game hours. There are no loading screens for fast travel. Combat feels more like Destiny. Quests had a lot of optional tasks that changed the outcome. You don't feel like the center of the universe, which from what I heard means the world feels so alive that you feel just like a small part in this world. There's so much going on around the environment. Companions are actually useful in combat. Characters weren't heard speaking any repeated lines of dialogue. There are a lot of likable characters in the game. The side characters are very interesting. The open world is stunning. Everyone gushes about the world design, atmosphere, and retro future lived in look and feel of it. The game doles out a lot of interesting lore while being very subtle and casual with it. Lore basically means the background story of environment or characters you meet in the world. The world is very fleshed out and believable. Due to changing alliances of characters, you feel suspicious about every single character you meet. There is fall damage. There are children in the game, you cannot kill them. Trauma team will shock you if you do not comply with their orders. Trauma team seems to me like it's the police officers of this world. There are animals, but very few of them. It is implied that they are all artificial. You cannot fly flying vehicles. Some of the YouTube influencers are in the game, both boys and face. You can talk to everyone. You can get side missions from NPCs. NPCs are basically all the other characters that you don't get to play as. The gun shops can offer you missions. The weather effects are stunning. The lighting effects are next level. If you don't intervene when Jackie is arguing with the Maelstrom gangster, shit goes down early. There is a roaming cyber psycho NPC killing police with a high-powered sniper rifle. Sounds like a vigilante. Night City is huge. The No Tell Motel is in the game. I don't know what that motel is, but it has an interesting name. During melee, you have an attack button, a dodge button, and a block button. If you time your block at the moment of impact, you will perform a counter attack. This applies to swords and knives as well. The music is amazing, both the score and the music on the radio stations. Character models are impressive. Driving feels great, slightly GTA-ish but weighty. There are upward of a dozen radio stations. There is a rock music station. You can hear live police reports through the radio. That's a very cool touch. The music is comprised of original new songs performed by famous artists and CD Projekt Red's own sound team. Side quests are extremely varied. The map is obscenely packed with things to see and do. You can enter almost every building. There's a huge variety of weapons. Even similar weapons have entirely different stats and abilities. Most of the people that played it like the shooting mechanics. Vehicles will have unique interiors. Similar to Grand Theft Auto, you can undertake vigilante missions to help out Night City Police Department by foiling crimes and arresting gangsters, thugs, and cyber psychos. There are bounty missions in the game, one of which has you tracking down an infamous and extremely dangerous gang of cyber psychos. Sometimes when you gain a level, you'll get an attribute point. No word on how often this happens, and you don't get it on every time you gain a level. Every skill in the game has between 20 and 30 perk options. That's a lot. There are some items in stores and from vendors that you can only buy if you are well renowned in Night City. You can add cybernetic enhancements to your circulatory system. Cutscenes are in real time and you can interact with them at all times, even changing the many possible outcomes based on your action and observations. There is a Metroid-esque trope at the start where after the tutorial it flashes 6 years later and all your cyberware and abilities are stripped away, forcing you to start from scratch. There is no official confirmation of a photo mode. Sound effects are cinematic in quality. There is a very Japanese Blade Runner style with electrical cables hanging above you between, that doesn't matter. You can watch commercials on TV. Sadly, you still can customize your apartment. I'm pretty sure they'll add that later in the game. Every building you enter is insanely detailed. Auto aim can be toggled on and off. So basically, auto aim is if you're aiming to take a shot, and if you're not good at aiming, you can set it on auto aim and it will aim for you so you can get all those shots you really want to get. You can steal cars, trucks, and motorcycles, even shooting the driver and then taking the vehicle. Aside from the Mantis blades, you can also get forearm missiles that pop out and then retract after use. That's very cool. Similar to Iron Man. You can take enemy weapons and use them. Mean attributes can be leveled up to 20. Now this is one of the coolest things. When you open up the map and press the legend button, there are categories you can see on the map. This is like basically what the world map is gonna be filled with, things that you can do. There's main jobs, side jobs, guns for hire, search and recovery, thievery, Agent Saboteur, SOS, Merce Needed, Special Delivery, Assault in Progress, Cyberpsycho Sighting, NCPD, Scanner, Hustles, Clothing Stores, Ripper Docs, Techies, Weapons, Gun Shops, Trainers, Food Restaurants, Bars, and other side quests. That is so much, and I know a lot of that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me either, but there's a lot to do in this game. You can pet a cat, that's cool. Fast travel spots are unlocked as you pass them while exploring. That is very cool. So once you enter a new area you've never been in, it unlocks a fast travel, which means when you go to the map, you could directly travel to that spot that was just unlocked, that you just visited. In vigilante missions, you can scan a person to see if they have a warrant, or hack into the NCPD database to see who has warrants and bounties. That's very cool. There are cell phones in the game. You can call, video call, and text people. You can also send files via the data plan on the cell phone and complete tasks. I love a cell phone in the game. There are stashes of loot in the world that occasionally pop up on the world map. You can pick up weapon mods and attachments by purchasing them, finding them out in the world, crafting them, and by looting them from downed enemies. There is a diverse selection of music on the radio. One of the radio stations was called Pacific Dreams. And that is all the information I have about Cyberpunk 2077. I know it's a lot to take in. I know it's boring for me to just go through the whole list, most of the list, but I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoyed the footage in the video. If you are new to this channel, I would highly appreciate if you hit that like, share this video on all your social media, subscribe to the channel, and if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate you. Till the next video, I'm out. Peace.